Thank you, everybody, for joining us for a new episode of New Dawn Podcast. Hope everybody's Sunday is just as awesome as mine has been. Timbo, let the people know who we are.
We are the Madden Sim Revolution, also known as the MSR. We are flying through season 22, wrapping up. We are in the final 2 weeks. Advanced week 17 is tonight. Boy, what a night it is for us here on the MSR. Now we want to start off by thanking our sponsor, League Crawler. LeagueCrawler.com is where you want to go if you're looking for a 2K Madden League. Just want to put yourself in the best space for your skill set. Check them out also on Twitter at League Crawlers, where to follow. Also, StubHub is a partner with the New Dawn Podcast and the MSR. They'll be looking to get more information out through our channels here in the upcoming months as we get into Madden 21. StubHub, is an official partner and sponsor of the New Dawn Podcast on the MSR network. You find this podcast also once a week, do an episode that you can find on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcast. So this is just a live episode that we do for the community and also those out there who are not familiar with the podcast. I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. Falco, let's get to it, baby.
Let's go. And today we're joined with a couple special guests. We have DK with us. We have Jugs, as usual. Kylo, as usual, on Sundays. And another special guest, Taco, along with our commissioner, Timbo. And we have another special guest coming up a little later towards the Genesis portion of our broadcast. But yeah, fellas, how's everybody doing today?
Doing lovely.
Doing great.
DK, how are you, baby? I gotta start with you, man. You always working. You always doing a lot. We talked about in the pregame show, man. You constantly always got the foot to the pavement, trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. How you feeling, my man?
A dime and a nickel. That ain't what they said, is it? But no, I'm doing great, bro. Just grinding everything. Just make sure I have the time to give as much as I can to the league whenever it starts. And for Madden 21, just being there for everything, all the calls. You know what I'm saying? All the content, man. It's gonna be so live. Like we got like the livest crew ever. We ready to do some work, man. I just can't wait, man. As always, big shout out to Heartless for teaching us how to, get them graphics done in the graphics thing. Like the content we're gonna have for Madden 21 is gonna be second to none. And it's not gonna just be one or two people doing it. It's gonna be a whole slew of people getting it done. You know what I'm saying? So the more the merrier, man. Just love what we doing out here in this league. Love the fellas as always. You know how I get down. I'm the extra emotional type, but I love y'all boys.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember this, but a couple of months ago, we were saying quality over quantity, and now we're about to have both. So, big shout out to Heartless on that one. That's huge for what he's done to the community. But let's move on to the next topics here, or the first topic here. Playoff favorite. We have some fresh faces in the playoffs. DK, let's start with you. Who's a playoff favorite for you?
To win it all? You said to win it all? No, I don't know. I think it's up in the air this year. I have no idea. I was talking to Samoan, and since I was one of the first timers to do it in a while, and it's just been me, Taco, Kylo, and J-Rod. I want to see a newcomer get it. So I rooted for guys like Tom, like Wakanda, and for Samoan. I mean, just switching over. Didn't he win Genesis Super Bowl?
He did win Genesis Super Bowl. I think it was 2 seasons ago. Yeah.
Yeah, so he'll be the second person to win the Genesis at MSR. I can welcome him into my domain, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Taco's done that too.
Oh,
That is right. That is right.
who's Taco? Who's
just,
Taco?
He just got his win. He just got his win. Yeah.
I got one before that too. It's not. Come on, man.
No, we don't acknowledge you no more. You've won enough, bro. Nobody wants to even talk about Taco.
And send your picture.
But anywho, though, man, just somebody that's new, you know, somebody that hasn't been there before. It just shows how deep this league is. Like number one draft pick said earlier, like he guarantees he's gonna make the playoffs every year. You know, like there's no guarantees in this league, man. Like everybody is very solid. You got your upper echelons, but I mean anybody can win on any given game, bro. Like we're one of the most competitive leagues out there. Like anybody can win it. So I mean, I just like to see a new face.
I'm with that. Jugs, what about you, man? Who's your playoff favorite?
Man, if I'm gonna give a playoff favorite, I want to give a little bit of love to my guy. I want to give it to Wakanda. I don't think he's far out of the playoffs. I think he's gonna have a tough match in the first round if he's in. I just think that
he's in, bro. You smack.
Oh, he's at the top, right? He's at the top, right?
Yeah, you smack.
It's because it's him and the Jags. So yeah.
He got a bye actually. He's got a bye.
Yeah, they both got a bye, right?
Yep.
So he's gonna come off, have a little rest, come back. You know what I'm saying? Put some damage down. I definitely feel like if anybody else, and it's tough because I would normally go back to the NFC East or the NFC period. I'm gonna give you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna give Kylo some love. You know what? Kylo, go get it, man. Go get it, man. Go get it.
That's the
One more
first person
time.
to say
Screw
that.
it.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get it, Kylo. I don't think you're gonna be
say
able to get it, bro. I don't think you can get it, dog.
We'll
This
see.
is a tougher year.
For sure, for sure.
How about I don't want you to get it? Is that better?
I know you don't.
Yeah, there we go.
You've had enough. Let some of these young blood. Hey, throw some love out there to King too. King should have had himself one and just kind of lost it at the end of that second half. But I mean, King out there putting in work too. I mean, it's a lot of competition
Yeah,
out there.
I think what's really going to make the opening of the playoffs this year is the AFC is just wide open. It seems like, man, like Samoan at the top, Honda around the top. It just really kind of I guess we're at the end, so of course there's some other factors involved, but to see new faces at the top around this time of the year, where guys are really like trying to get this chip. You see people like we're gonna get to it. TJ, we see Hoff back in the mix consistently at 11-3. And now of course we still have a shot where even Bueno can have a chance at getting in the playoffs. So I mean, BMT, he's clinched the division, so he's gonna be in the mix, man. I think it's gonna make up some really good pairings in the first round for sure. That wild card round is gonna be a slug.
Yeah, I agree with that as well.
It's good. Yeah,
yeah.
for sure. Taco, how about you, man? Who's your playoff favorite?
Man, I am on the Simone hype train. Jags to the ball. I think the AFC is really interesting, but I think he's going to come out of it. NFC wise, I have no idea. I think obviously the NFC East is usually the go-to pick. I think you could very well choose the Giants or Eagles, but I don't think we should fall asleep on King either. I think the Niners, he's got like the number one record in the NFC. I think he'd be the one to watch out.
And those are going to be some great games too.
I'm kind of leaning towards King, man. The way he's been playing here lately, I think everything going on with the Rams that happened, I think it's kind of fired him up, and man, he's looked on point all season long. But Kylo, what about you though, man? Who's your playoff favorite?
From the NFC, I'm gonna have to pick King. That's because, he has Breida. We all know about Breida, but what's different this year as opposed to past years, and I think why he's is going to be 14-2 most likely is because he actually, not that he didn't have balance before, but he legitimately has balance now. Dak Prescott is a threat. I mean, we watched some of those showdown games, and Dak Prescott was the one who really made the plays when they needed him to the most. I remember the one 3rd and 22 or something against Ura a few showdowns ago, and he just threw a dot, right over the top of the corner, but in between the safety. And it's just throws like that that make me realize, King he's gotten his passing game figured out a little bit more to be a little bit more consistent to where he needs it to be. So I think, the combination of that, Breida, and that defense, that's I think he's the guy to beat right now in the NFC.
You got an AFC. I like
AFC, I'm gonna have to. I want Samoan. I think Wakanda's a dark horse. Not so much a dark horse, but I think he's the next in line. I think it's a coin flip between the two. I'm gonna have to pick Samoan though, just because of just the kind of way he came back into the league. He made a bunch of moves and stuff. He's feeling very confident. He really hasn't dropped any games that he shouldn't have. So I'm gonna probably have to go with Simone too.
Yeah, Samoan has been playing really solid. AFC, I think he's going to be. It's between him and Hoff. I know TJ's been playing really well. I'm still not that confident. Sorry, TJ, in the Raiders. Just because of the team. I mean, compared to what Samoan has built and what Hoff has built, it's hard to beat all those abilities.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask y'all a question real quick. And this is like a serious question. Like, the NFC East has to be the greatest fucking division ever in MSR. Like, have we sent somebody to the Super Bowl every year?
Let's count. Kylo went
King.
3 times.
King.
Kylo won 3 times, but he also went to another one and lost, correct?
Yeah.
That's 4.
That's 4.
Tom went to 1. You went to 1. That's 6.
That's 6.
6 out of 9 is crazy. Yeah, 6 out of 9.
That's insane.
It wasn't every Super Bowl because
King went to 1.
Got 1. Yeah.
So 2 out of every 3 Super Bowls y'all went to. That's crazy.
That's insane, bro. That just goes to show if you want to be really good at this game, the competition matters, and you can kind of tell the NFC East, we're all so competitive, but our division's so hard. So when we play other people, it's just playing in our normal division games. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily a cakewalk, because there's some dudes in this league that are really cold. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, that just goes to show people want to run for competition and win their division every year. But then when they play somebody that's really good, they're not as good, and then they're wondering why. Man, I can't get over the humps because you got to play these dogs out here, bro. So you got to love that shit, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm with that. I mean, it's joining for myself personally, just joining MSR. I feel like my game has increased. I'm still not nowhere near good, but I can definitely see that I've improved, especially playing guys like Samoan and Genesis quite a bit, and Samoan now. And of course Hoff, and I mean his game just pisses me off. So, you know how that goes.
He got 22 superstars, man.
yeah. Bo, did you say your favorite?
No. Who my favorite is? No, I haven't said that. Looking at the field, man, in the AFC, I think like I said, I think the Chiefs are. I still think the Chiefs may just be laying dormant and then may go crazy. I think the only problem for them is just they just have to stop somebody. And I think that's been their Achilles heel all season. They traded everything for offense. They sold out for offense. But at the top, I would say Simone, just because it's not even because of his explosive offense. He's shown to really control and dominate on defense. What he's doing with Bradley Price, and it's crazy he's not getting a lot of love for MVP, because I don't think that team has 13 wins if he's not is playing as well as he is. That's something I think no one's talking about. And then I think honestly it's between Jacksonville and TJ in terms of favorites, but I'm looking at BMT. I want to see him consistently in a because he's going to be in a pool of guys he's got to beat.
He lost Birmingham for I think 4 or 5 weeks,
right?
Against me, so that's
a big piece. That's a big piece of his offense. But I still believe in Joe Ellis. I think Joe Ellis can win you a game in the playoffs. I think we're going to finally see it. It's just all about the matchup and if he can get stops, because he's been in a lot of games over the last 2-3 seasons, but it's just sometimes he hasn't been able to get the stop that he needs. I think that's going to be key. The defense has improved. He still's got Jamal Adams. He's got a pass rush now, and Harlins. I think we can. Not Harlan. Excuse me. I forget the guy's name. But he's really got some really good. Of course, he's got Chase Young as well. So he's got it brewing at the right time. I would take him as a dark horse. But in terms of favorites in the AFC, I'm taking Jacksonville and possibly Oakland. NFC, I think it's Kings. I think this might be Kings' year to lose. I think it's up to him. If he doesn't win it this year, in terms of just maybe on a personal level, this could be looked at as a disappointment, because he's always been around 10, 11 wins and then just make the dance and he will be a threat. Now he's at the top. He's going to have a bye. He's going to see who's going to be playing him in the wild card round. And it could be anyone from the NFC East, or he could end up seeing like New Orleans or somebody. And that's just going to be a different matchup for him, because he's never had to wait for the matchup. He's always had to keep playing in order to survive. Now he'll have to do it with an extra week's rest. I think it'll be good for him. And he's got a really good balanced team this time around. So I think it's King, and maybe a dark horse from that side will probably be someone like Taki.
I like that. Real quick, speaking of BMT, AFC East could potentially have two teams in the AFC East. Do you think being called the Junker race kind of sparked a fire under them?
It's my damn time.
Hold on. The curse of Ura has lifted from the AFC East, man. It's lifted.
Yeah, I mean, Bueno's playing lights out, man. Jonathan Taylor,
That joystick.
He's an animal.
Man, he has literally changed the whole game for him. And look, I think they've won quietly. I think they've won probably like 6 of the last 7 or 7 of the last 8 or something. And mind you, I really want to say the game that changed everything around for them
was the game against me.
No. I actually think it was it was one other than that. Hold on, let me look at it. I want to say it was the Raiders game. I want to say it was that Raiders game because the game before they beat Fick. Cool, that was their first game out of the bye. Okay, but the Raiders game, that was right after TJ had beat J-Rod. He was feeling himself a little bit, and then he played. I think he played Bueno in a night game. It was like 11 o'clock when they played, and Bueno gave him the business on the ground. He goes on to win. Like I think it was, he's won 7 out of the last 8 games. He was 2-6 at one point. Now he's at a point at 8-7 with 1 week to go. Man, I'm telling you, man, it'll be crazy to see Bueno take that type of turnaround and just literally stick with it the whole year. And one player changed that season.
Yeah, and as Simone pointed out, he's undefeated after his bye. I mean, it's crazy.
He lost one. He lost one. That was to T Wayne. He lost that 50
T Wayne. Oh, okay.
Yeah, at 50.
Oh, yeah. But still, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, he's beat some impressive teams. Falco and the Colts. He beat, TJ. He beat. I just throw that in there. Who else did he beat?
Me.
Yeah. I mean, he's
2-6 at his bye week, man. That's crazy to turn around. Like literally, it was 2 different seasons for him. The season was split in half, and he was 2-6. Now he's been 6-1 ever since. That's crazy.
He must have been.
It is crazy. Yeah, it must have been.
For sure.
Hey, real quick, it's a good segue to go into the next topic here. If they make the playoffs, it's gonna be more impressive run than the Raiders have had.
I think so. I think Bueno's schedule at the end of this year has been much tougher. Not much tougher, but it's definitely been pretty tough. I think the Raiders. I don't say they got lucky because TJ is a very talented user, but they did catch J-Rod in an off season. And I think that helped, and then Joey's suspension, and then I falling off after giving away Dial and stuff. I think it was just a recipe of all of that. Nothing to take away from TJ at all, but I think Bueno had a little bit more stacked up against him with a very rough start and a tough road ahead as well. I think it's a little bit more impressive if Bueno was able to make the playoffs.
It's been. Go ahead, DK.
I was just gonna say I totally agree with Kylo. I think if he makes the playoffs, man, after the run that he did, and it's not about once you get in, it's a whole new season too. And like you want to be on that run, that spurt. You want to be feeling good about your gameplay and everything. And if he gets in, he's gonna be a tough out to get put out of the playoffs in the AFC. Because the AFC, really anybody can kind of go. There's like not one superior team other than Simone, in my opinion, in the AFC, and you might can catch him slipping as well. So, hey, big ups to Bueno. And we all thought Bueno was going to win that division every year whenever we first started, too. Y'all talked about it on the last podcast. Yeah. We all know how good of a player he is. He showed it in last Madden. He won Super Bowl. He's been dominant, since he's been here. I don't know what happened to him. He fell off. But if we get the Bueno we know, I think the AFC's in trouble.
I feel you. Hey, Timbo.
What's up, baby?
Hey, take it over.
All right. Well, we want to have you guys stick around. We will be right back. We will just get into breaking down the Genesis draft. We are going to have 2020 class a part of this, the real rookies draft, a part of the final draft of the 20 cycle in Genesis. Stick around. We'll be right back here on the MSR Network. Thank you all for getting back here at New Dawn Podcast, the live episode we do once a week here on the weekend on the MSR Network. Want to get a quick shout out to two people in the chat who just followed the network here. It's Kaiho. I want to get that right, bro. You got to tell me how to pronounce that in the chat. I'm gonna get it properly done here. It's YK Ho. I don't know how to say it. What's YK? I don't know, but him, he just followed us, and also Mike Bro 21. Want to thank you too for following here on the New Dawn Podcast. Hit that bell, get those notifications, let you know that we are live. Thanks again, Falco. Get back to it.
Let's go, Taco. Let's get back into this Raiders run. You feel like it's been the most impressive run this cycle?
I don't know necessarily about this cycle, but this season I would say yes. The reason I'd say them over the Bills is just because I think even J-Rod in a down season is better than anyone else in the AFC East. I think he was more consistent throughout the whole season. I think that's a little more impressive than going all out on one half. Plus, this is like his first full year in that division, so I think that was really impressive that he came out and won it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
fair point.
What about you, man?
My bad, brother. I didn't know you were saying that to me. Man, hold on. You got to skip me on the.
He wasn't ready.
We talk about TJ, bro.
His wife must have came in and caught him.
Exactly. She just came and said something. So we're good.
I already knew it. I knew it.
Oh, that's wild. I don't know how you call that.
I got you, Judge. I got you, Judge.
TJ, I got it. When it comes to him, bro, he's definitely dope, and everybody seems to sleep on him sometimes when they get him. And yeah, he might have caught Kansas City in a down year, but I'm not sure if there was really in a down year or if he didn't put him down. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these guys have seen that same show, and they kind of buried themselves on the defensive end. So, it's not a down year for them. They're magnificent on offense. They just can't stop nobody. And if you can stop them, you got a shot. And I mean, I think when it comes to TJ, I mean, he's put that team together in such a good manner to fit his game. And I still think they're still growing. So even if we had a couple more seasons, he'd probably be all up in J-Rod after that. You know what I'm saying? J-Rod's tough. But he's, everybody, when you see his tricks too many times, bro, they're beatable. You feel me? And so, that's how I feel about it. I think the Raiders are definitely legit.
I mean, for me, it's even more impressive to know what he started with. Like, this is his first full season, getting a team that was absolutely trash. I mean, to be honest, that team was hot garbage, and he's taken that team playoffs. I mean, and beat J-Rod. Did he beat him twice?
Yeah, I think he beat him twice or three times. It's been crazy.
This year? I think he might have split with him this year. Did he split with him this year, or did he sweep him? I'm not sure.
I think they split. I think they split.
But didn't he catch him his first season? Hasn't he beat him every season?
Oh, okay. He swept him this year and beat him once last year. I think they split last year. Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, he's been on him, bro.
Okay. That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, for me with TJ, man, one thing I'll say about him is that, I think the only thing that worries about him is just the timing of some of his defensive calls. He makes some very I just say very questionable or just interesting defensive play calls that would not fit the situation. Like he does a lot of man blitzing where especially against personnel that he should not be man blitzing against. He doesn't have the necessary DBs sometimes man press against, man blitz and press against some of these receivers that he's faced, especially against J-Rod. He did a lot of man blitzing that got him beat, but he ends up winning the game. So it's almost as if, like, is he doing it because he feels that no matter what happens, even if he gives up 7, he can go back down and score. And I get that sense from him, which is really good confidence to have in your offensive ability. But in terms when it comes down to the playoffs, man, you got to make sure you hone certain tendencies in, because just because you may think that you can get back in it, the playoffs can really show you and humble you very quickly, especially against some of the top users in this league. I'm just very careful about crowning him a little bit early about what he can do. I feel that he has the ability to make a run, but he's got to be smart in certain areas, because offensively he's very balanced. He makes good reads. And he's I would say he's selectively risky. he doesn't take the risk unless it just seems it's the right time, especially when he throws the ball deep down the field. It seems to be a good time to make that kind of call with him. So is that, and he's got a good run game, which always helps you in the playoffs. It's just those defensive calls. He's got to be able to reel them in and play smarter in that area.
Like that.
Can I point out with something?
Go ahead.
My fault. Yeah, I was just gonna point out something. I definitely called TJ's run too. Like when he first got in the league, I said he's gonna be a problem, and that's when I said, I asked if that division, was closed in on the NFC East. TJ's been tough, bro. I think I think he's gonna. I hear you. But I think he gonna do him dirty out there. But if I do think he would probably lose to J-Rod in a playoff matchup. Even if he swept him this year in the season, J-Rod gonna hit him with them old man moves. You know what I'm saying? He been there before. He done did this for a while. So he gonna have just like the automatic reflex on him, and I think that's where he'll catch him. But if TJ could avoid that, I think he might make a run all the way through.
All the way through?
Yeah. Like he has the ability to beat everybody in the AFC. I think Wakanda definitely should be able to beat him, but like that's just a weird matchup to me. But if we don't got that, man, I think he goes all the way through.
I personally, I don't think he could beat Samoan, Hoff. I guess that's real. I think he could beat anybody else, really. Just those two guys, just I guess where I play them a lot, and I know what they can bring to the table. They absolutely beat me down, And real quick, the Genesis #1 overall player, just like in real life, Mr. Joe Burrow goes to the New York Giants. Burrow, the number one.
Seeing that rating, it's just seeing that.
Yeah, 82 overall. I like
nice.
That. I like
nice.
I like that. Giants, if you're listening to the show, please post that a picture of the guy on the general.
Yeah, getting that up for you guys.
Let's get that going.
Yeah, my stream should be up now. Kyle, if you want to go.
All right, gotcha.
We're gonna have our special guest joining us here in just a second. Looks like Panthers get the #2 pick. Let's see.
Is there any question where they're gonna go here?
I am willing to bet. I mean, I don't think they have a good QB. I'm willing to bet we'll see like Tua here.
Ooh.
Well, while we are waiting for #2, I want to go ahead and bring in tonight's special guest. I want to kind of do this introduction because this guy, this one is a little more fun to me because I don't find too many guys that support the same university college football team that I do, especially in these spaces. But he is he's a resident brother of mine, supporting those and those down there in Florida. But I'm gonna shout him out anyway. Just a quick intro, man. He has been into the community about maybe a little bit over a month now. He's one of the funnier guys in the food channel because when he's at work, man, it's the same meal every day, same time, 2 bottles of water, some vegetables, and some ground turkey. But he's been a great active guy, and recently over the last week or so, a couple of days, he's referred 2 guys to the community, even put his name and reputation on one of them just because he didn't want to cause any issues with the GT. But man, I want to bring him to tonight's NDP Live, and one of the guys that we're looking at in the Genesis call up, it's YK Ho. What's up, my man?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
All right, Falco, take over, baby.
Sir, man, welcome to NDP. We love seeing the Genesis guys hop in here and show that initiative, man. I really, if you haven't noticed, we love guys like that to try to get them up in the league. So, man. And shout out to your perseverance for your ground turkey, man. You're right.
It's tough. It's tough, but it's consistent,
It is for sure. It is. Real quick, speaking of the draft, looks like Texans went lineman Andrew Thomas from Georgia, left tackle, 80 overall. Miami, Chris Franklin is up next. Let's see. I believe he is not going to make it. He didn't respond either way, but we will see here. Put him on auto draft possibly here.
Punter.
Few. He still got
Franklin.
he still
Yeah,
has
Franklin
30
hasn't said much, so we'll go ahead and skip it.
Let's see.
Well,
So
actually,
who?
yeah,
goes-
we'll go.
yeah. Let's let this roll real quick. But Taco, real quick. Oh, you already answered that. DK, Raiders most impressive run for the cycle for you?
Oh, I already spoke. I agree with Kylo with the Bills.
Okay, yeah. Well, on that note, then let's move on to the next topic here while we're doing this draft. Hurts for MVP. He's my MVP favorite. Kylo, since he's your player, what do you say? What you got to say about it?
Me first about my own guy. I don't know. He's passed. We've been passing a lot more this year with him instead of trying to run the ball, and he's performed pretty well. He definitely has had some down games, but I think most of it is because of the way my defense has played. You know, we lost Cox, we lost some pieces, and we don't have the secondary we used to and whatnot. I think a lot of it is because of that, because we're having to play, and kind of keep up with guys. He just has to put up more stats in order to win games. So I think it's a combination of that and him just passing more.
I can agree there. You guys look like y'all moving the rock a lot better with him, man.
Yeah.
Tua's a monster, bro. How do you stop that dude? I mean, I'm not, not Hurts is a monster, but like, what do you do with him? Like, he can run, he can pass, he can do whatever. You know what I'm saying? And Kylo's just a dog, so it's tough to match him.
Yeah, Kylo is a dog. I mean, he took a 66 overall quarterback, and he took over his team.
Doing the Lord's work with him, man.
Yeah, man, that goes to show that this dude's got all the stick work that you need, bro, to just be competitive no matter what kind of team he has. So, man, that dude's cold.
Real quick, Philadelphia Eagles in Genesis took Henry Ruggs. What is it, 6th overall?
Oh, platinum! Oh, he going speed.
Yeah, platinum going all speed, man. I like that. Welcome to Philly, Henry Ruggs. I wish that happened in real life.
Yeah. Amen.
Yeah, Isaiah Thomas quickly joining the AFC South. He went to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And up next is your Genesis Vikings of Go Scrappy. Let's get some input here on the draft from you Genesis guys. Where do you think Vikings are going to go here?
Man.
Well, I don't think they have much of a choice.
Yeah, they don't have.
Yeah.
Look, the way this draft is, looked at, and just for full disclosure for the Genesis guys, because there were a couple questions asked over the last couple of days about, we were editing the class. We were doing some cosmetic changes, changing some jerseys, changing like jersey number, vital information, equipment, things of that sort. But just when me and Falco first went over this class and really just trying to just go through from top to bottom, we saw immediately this was a very deep class, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Not going to say too many positions. But there was some stuff on the offensive side of the ball. We said guys into the later the second, third round are going to be getting good quality players to start off right away because, look, this is the last season. So we want to make sure that we got a class that was going to be indicative of guys being able to plug in someone no matter what round you pick them in and being able to have them get something to you. So in at least the first 3 rounds, you'll be able to get a solid player that could be a starter or at least a second, at least in the 2 deep where you can put them in your, within what you're going to call. And in Genesis, there's a lot of guys that get creative with their teams and things of that sort. So you see players like Ruggs. We just see him now. He's got a 98 speed, of course, but he's got 81 release out the gate, which is something that you don't see in any file. So again, there's certain things that we saw in this file once we downloaded that. Man, it was going to be immediately plug and play for some guys that will be looking at shedding some old salaries, shedding some older players retiring. They'll be able to get a guy that come right in and be able to.
Yeah, man, and it looks like Chase Young went to Washington. Yeah, Washington Redskins. Yeah, that's crazy. It's so how do you say it? It's KY?
No, it's YKO.
It's YKO. It's YKO, man. How do you feel about this draft so far?
It's good. I traded my first round pick. My biggest hole in my offense was a receiver, so had to go grab me Calvin Ridley. I feel like it was a real good move. Guys ready to go. Got the Moss X Factor. 93 speed.
91 overall, right?
Yes, sir. 91 overall, 93 speed. I believe 95 AC. So fits pretty well in my offense.
These are the best guys available. If you're looking at now, we got Chase Young. Actually, I think he just got picked. Yeah, Chase Young just got picked.
They just took Murray.
Oh, Murray. Okay. Yeah, Tua's still there. Jedrick Willis, a good offensive line. Like I said, there's something all around, especially for linemen. Linemen are going to fall. I think some of the interior D linemen will fall. And it's just like DBs. There's DBs all throughout, depending on corner or safety. You can get a good one in somewhere within the first 3 rounds. So it's really good stuff. I didn't really take too much to look at devs, so I don't know too much about devs or anything. Like I would expect like someone like Tua or the big names to have maybe at least star, superstar. But there's really a lot of balance and a lot of depth in this class, and it's something that we really wanted to use just to give guys in Genesis a nice treat as we close out this cycle.
Chase was a beast. He's a fall somebody pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Good pass rusher right there.
That's crazy. You guys gave Kuda 92 speed.
Gave him? I think this file already had it. Like I said, I didn't really touch any ratings
Oh,
for
okay.
man.
Okay.
What
Yeah,
did
a
he
lot
run
of
in
stuff-
the? What did he
yeah,
run
a
at the
lot of stuff
combine?
already. Yeah, I think wasn't he like a 91 or 90 speed in our file? I want to say that, wasn't he?
I thought
Yeah,
he
well-
was faster. I always thought he was a burner. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I thought
think
he was like
Okuda-
92,
I think he's-
93 speed. I didn't know what he
Yeah,
had in
he's
this one, but I
fast.
thought that was a pretty decent speed. Yeah.
Even looking
Yeah,
at
that's good
21, the ratings they had out, this is closer to what they have already
Oh, really?
when it comes to his athleticism. Yeah,
Huh.
but I think that he's underrated at speed. Like he really is like one of the fastest dudes in this draft.
I think Okuda and ours had like a 93, and AJ Terrell had 92. Because I think I got Terrell, and he was the second fastest corner in the
No,
MSR.
it was CJ Henderson that had the fastest speed. That was like the best one. I think,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think Okuda had like 90 or 91 speed. He wasn't as fast, but Henderson was faster.
Huh.
You can see
CD
who been
Lamb is a
traded.
beast right there.
Damn.
And, okay, so now Glaze has Monster, DK, and CD Lamb, and that's gonna be insane. That's what that guy does. He loves to pass the ball. See, I'm sure he's gonna be happy about that one. We got, I believe it's Smokes up next with Atlanta with the back-to-back picks. YK
Yeah, he
Ho,
got
what do
traded
you think
right
is gonna go
there.
here?
Yes, sir. That's a Green Bay Packers picks on deck.
He's trying to scramble out of that pick. It looks like.
Yo, Timbo,
Jerry
can you,
Jeudy.
back out of the screen?
Sorry about
So we can see what they're picking.
Jerry Jeudy, 80 overall. Yeah, this is what pick 11. Yeah, man, this is a good class.
That's a good ass pick.
That's a good Calvin Ridley replacement.
Yeah, and it was, you know what, from the way
right
and,
now.
and me and Falco, like I said, we were really consulting a couple of other GM, I say GMs, a couple other commissioners in this, because we were really just talking about the files that they use, and for them they wrapped up their cycles a little bit earlier than we did. And what they were saying was for the last season, it was where it would be enough for an impact, but not where it'd be like, oh wow, that's a really like 87s or anything like that. Nothing like that. There will still need to be some building done, but it's enough building for where by the end of the season, you'll have a guy that if you're in the playoffs, you have a real true impact player that you can count on. And we expect I'll say maybe one team may get 2 guys that may be truly good, but it's balanced enough where we'll have a few guys that'll be really spread around throughout the whole league.
Right. And so far, it looks pretty realistic. It's nothing too crazy. Like we said earlier, we didn't edit any of the ratings or anything like that. This was
Sounds like we lost him.
Yeah, was that Falco style? Like that?
Yeah, he sounded like.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like his connection was going out a little bit, but yeah, just to kind of piggyback where he's probably gonna say it was just a really well balanced class. Falco did a lot of the deep digging on it. It was some different storylines that throughout the season. I don't know if everyone picked up, but there was a lot of different storylines that pushed people in certain ways in terms of development. So I could probably say maybe one. Like I said, I think Tua's probably superstar. I would probably say maybe one of the corners, and I think that's probably Okuda, that in terms of being like maybe an X factor. But other than that, it's really spread out. And like I say, I think really in the trenches, especially on the defensive side of the ball, I think there'll be really good talent that people can have and plug in right away off the line.
Kinlaw, man, that sucks.
Javon Kinlaw going to the New York Jets here. And Tom with the Patriots, a staff member, going back-to-back picks here.
Pronounce that one.
I kind of feel like he's going. I think I know where he's going to go.
Noah Alphabet Soup going 14th.
Yes.
That's a good pick.
Filthy too. He's nice.
That's a great pick right there. Great pick.
Yeah. He could actually shore up his corners with another corner if he wanted to.
Mhm.
I'm really not used to going this far, this late into the draft. I got 22nd pick.
Whoa.
I'm used to getting the I'm used to getting second pick, or
Second, third, yeah.
yeah. And Justin Jefferson going off the board for New England, 77 overall. That's a pretty good for Justin Jefferson.
For sure. He's gonna be all right. He's gonna be all right, especially in that system. Ooh, Tua's coming.
Oh, and
goes
there
Tua.
goes Tua. And that's
To the bay.
the MSR, one of the MSR favorite guys, Kolb. He went with Tua. I know he was wanting a quarterback. He wasn't a big fan of his quarterback over there in the Bay.
He's gonna love Tua. Then I really think Tua's probably, if not the second, I wouldn't say the first, but he's probably the second or third overall best quarterback. I just don't know about that dev, so that'll probably make it everything.
That's gonna be nice to see. He'll at least have him for one full season. So that's gonna be awesome. Now Jugs is up next. Jugs, talk about your pick here.
We're gonna go with a young man that aced all the tests. He's the man-to-man guy. We're short at corner. He surprised us with his shuttle and his bench pressing. We're going AJ Terrell.
Here we go.
And he's hitting.
Nice.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, hitting too. That's good, man.
I believe he had I know in MSR he had 92 speed. I mean he had really nice acceleration from.
Trayvon Diggs. That's a good pick.
That's a good
He's
one.
probably got a pretty deep because he's a long corner. So a lot of the longer corners that I notice in these files, even in the custom files, they'll have. I mean the generated files, they'll have really good press because they have long arms. I wonder how that'll be for Steelers.
Oh wow,
These guys picking fast.
Man, there's some heat on the board still.
a lot.
Where
There's
did
one
Rico
guy-
go?
There's one guy I wanted that is he still ain't been picked yet, but
Yeah,
you know.
there's a couple guys I got my eyes on, waiting for the middle of the second round.
Well, while we're here, YK, I just want to one of the main reasons we want to bring you on just to speak about, we had a couple of jokes about, Coach Your Food posts and things like that, but just speak about your transition here in the MSR community. Been here, like I said, about a month or so. And you got a little bit later land. You've been around Genesis, but of course the food channel, the lounge. We have a lot of different things going on here around the community. Just speak about your transition here. Anything else that comes to mind, and just how you're enjoying it so far in Genesis.
I'm really enjoying it a lot here. It's a pretty cool league. A lot different from a lot of different leagues. The way it's handled, is, like really professionally ran, and almost like really like you're controlling the NFL team pretty much. And I came in, my team was 0-5. Came in, I dropped my first 2 games off like last second touchdowns, fell 0-7. Then finished the season 7-2 after that. So had to finish 7-9 overall. I was hoping to have a top 5 pick, but caught a little fire at the end. But it's a really nice community. I feel like really genuine, not toxic or anything. A lot of good people surrounding it. Now I'm just ready to take on this season, catch fire, and come win the NFC North, push for a Super Bowl.
Okay.
We go.
Okay. Yeah, look, man, I gotta also throw this in here, man. You and these briskets, these big meats that you smoking and cooking, man, you gotta give us some love. Tell us about the spices you use and mix. Because I'm a big foodie myself. If folks see in the chat, I post a lot of food. I'm always cooking. I love being in the kitchen. Just speak about for guys like us that really like to, enjoy just another side of life and really put, make people feel good with food. Just tell you about the things that you like to use, spices, anything like that, just as a bonus.
One of my big rubs, it's my little recipe I made up. It's experimenting over time. I mixed up a little brown sugar with some kosher salt, some ancho chili pepper, some smoked paprika, some black pepper, some cumin, some cayenne pepper, and a little bit of cinnamon too. Cinnamon really gives a nice little kick to it. So that's my main brisket rub right there. So usually I go for like a 14, 15 pound brisket, smoke it about 16 hours. I usually start around 12 in the morning, midnight for my brisket.
Go.
Every hour I give it a little spray with the apple juice. My water dish, I go half water, half apple juice. Throw some honey in there as well.
Hold on, time out. Writing down notes. Hold on. You said
Real
spray.
quick,
You said spray with the apple juice, correct?
Every hour.
Okay.
You
Hold
know.
on. Let me write that down.
Other than
okay,
that,
real quick. Do you
Fine.
use the charcoal or you a gas grill guy?
no, I'm charcoal 100%.
Here we go. Okay, I was
That
about to-
real
Get
smoke,
that.
baby. Get that
Yeah.
real smoke.
And when for grilling, I use charcoal. But when I smoke, I start off with charcoal just to get the heat going. And after that, I'm pretty much wood for the rest of the way. So I'll get like 15 hours straight wood. All depends on the meat. If I'm using pork, I'll go ahead and go some apple wood. If I'm going beef or beef, I'll go ahead beef or chicken. I go apple, hickory, sometimes cherry wood, a little mesquite. It all varies on the occasion.
So whenever you
Like
step
that.
to Seattle, right, just hit the way, bro. I got you. You know what I'm saying? We got all set up. We can just sit down. You hold a master class. Well,
Oh,
we're
man.
in this. That sounds crazy.
Omaha,
Yes.
I give you all the corn you need, bro. I got you, dog.
There we go. We'll get it popping.
Smoke some of that corn on the smoker. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Falco, this your pick. What you doing, baby? 22 here, first round.
You got a dog on that list too.
There's no week 9. I got to get Timbo back for taking Dalvin Cook from me. That won't hurt.
Yeah, I had to go corner here.
Do week 9.
Shit, I picked the wrong guy I wanted to pick, but oh well. All good. I needed a corner, so I went with Damon Arnett. Want to go him, but
this is the computer.
all good.
All right, let's get it.
That's solid. The whole
See
draft
who we
is
got.
solid.
Oh,
Man,
Chase
Herbert's still available too.
Stop it. Why would you say his name, Timo? That's not.
Oh, man.
That's what I wanted too. I just said, nah, I gotta go to corner.
I need a tight end bad though, more than anything. I really need. Jesus.
Oh, you about to go get the God?
Big Al.
Yo, man, Lil Bear
Up a bit.
put him on, boy. I tell you that much. Lil Bear showed me something with that guy. I was
Hey,
like,
Little Bear made me want to pick the dang Broncos, bro, just from what he did with that.
Just
dude,
to,
bro.
bro, he's about to be
100%.
crazy. Him and Fant? What?
yeah, it might be between Wi-Fi, my man Wi-Fi and
Does anybody know how to
boy.
pronounce his name at all?
Albert Okwuegbunam. It's
Listen, we all gonna sound
Okwuegbunam.
crazy.
Yeah, like the G is silent, so it's Okwuegbunam.
You know that for
Okwuegbunam.
sure, or are you pulling that out of your ass?
Yeah, the G is silent. The G is silent. It is. It's Okwuegbunam because you don't even say it. It's Okwuegbunam.
Lung.
Tight end. Do I taste?
Pronunciation.
I'm going.
Oof.
Okay.
Good
There you
pick.
go.
Good pick.
Here we go, Chase Young. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna take.
Yeah, man.
See where
25.
JT goes here.
Oh yeah, he's coming off that
Dev, I like
edge,
that.
baby. He's coming off that edge, baby.
To be honest, I feel most of
26
my
speed, 88 acceleration.
Oof.
Dang.
Yeah, he's good money.
It's Okuwebunam. Okuwenubum.
Yeah, the G is silent. You don't really pronounce
Yeah.
the G. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, another thing here, YK, and look, you can kind of get the feeling a little bit if you listen to a few of the shows, man. But one thing we really, we really been trying to install, especially in the community, and one thing that Falco's really been like the leader on once he came in the community is just like being as active as you can and just ask questions, man. A lot of guys get lost in the sauce about how do they contribute here. We don't. Some people even wonder if like, man, how do I fit? And it's not more about if you fit. Everyone can fit here. It's just all about what you put into it. So speak about what has been your kind of calling card to get yourself comfortable.
It all started really with the food page, to be honest, because that's the thing I'm most comfortable with. So I got in there, established myself a little bit, got my name up there, have everybody thinking about me, talking about me, as far as the food goes, and just from there, it's just I feel like that inserted me into the conversation of, okay, now we got to talk about me with this, talk about me with that, and then after that, I'm just in a little conversations in the lounge in general here, I'm a conversation there, I'm in a conversation there, so I'm just trying to really put my foot down just to force my hand, make my presence felt really.
Make you claim, baby. I hear that.
Yeah, that's the beauty of our league though. Like, it's many ways to interact, and Stuff like that. We
Mhm.
had for Call of Duty, we had our own chat for Call of Duty and stuff. Like we
Mhm.
don't just do Madden, we do a little bit of everything, and it gives everybody opportunity to communicate with each other on other things they like other than Madden, and that's what a community and family is supposed to be right there.
Mhm. And now I really got my team built pretty much for my game style. I came in, team was pretty trash when I came in last year. 77 overall offense. Defense was like an 81. Team was like a 79. I built them up. I got my quarterback's looking nice. I finally got 2 good receivers. I got me a running back with the jukebox and the human joystick. Nice little speed on him. So I'm really going to make some noise this year as far as my gameplay goes now too.
Yeah, that was my
Taco.
running back you traded for.
I was gonna say-
I needed him.
Where are you thinking about going? Because there's still some nice pieces here on the board.
Yeah.
What?
I'm looking at 2. I don't want to jinx anything because there's still a few picks, but I'm looking at 2 guys right now, and I'm hoping at least one of them is there. So that's all I'm going to say about that.
Are we thinking offense or defense?
One of them's offense, one of them's defense.
Okay.
I
Way
think
to
I know
play
what
it safe,
you're talking
And Wakanda going.
I wouldn't have told him shit neither.
Me neither.
Hey man, I was trying to probe to see who's gonna be left in the second round.
Taco. I see, baby. I see. You was working on.
That was great.
Man, Taco Stonewall.
He's like mad picks away. He's just that's crazy.
Looks like Wakanda here is going wide receiver Denzel Mims. Personally, I don't like Mims after his comments about Philadelphia, so I didn't even put him on my draft board.
Speak about it.
Yeah, probably my favorite player in the draft.
Shut
He'll have to see us sooner or later. He'll have to see us sooner or later.
As we wrap up the first round here, and this is going to be the final draft of the cycle here. Why it's YK for you? You're new here, and the Taco. I'm gonna actually also bring you in on this because we've talked about this a couple of different times on the show. This cycle as a whole, this cycle, we all know the guys that have been here from the beginning know what this cycle has been for us. Taco, for you, man, you're one of the OGs here. You've been around since pretty much almost the beginning, if not the beginning, and you've seen the league kind of change in some ways. You've seen us kind of rebuild and try to restore a lot of stuff that we really thought we had coming into 20. Now you can kind of almost sense that vibe and that energy is really swirling back around. But just speak in terms of this cycle for you. You're a Super Bowl champ once again this cycle. But just overall for you, the community, anything you want to touch on in that regard, Taco?
Well, yeah, that Super Bowl feels a long way away now, but I think MSO has done a lot this cycle. We had a new commissioner change, which is always a big deal. I think you've done a great job, Timbo. We've had a lot of new guys come in: Falco, Kylo, who else? Jugs, I think, and a bunch of guys just come in and contribute. I think it's really awesome to see. I think with what Heartless is doing with this Photoshop class is only going to add to how many people are going to contribute next cycle. And I think if MSR was a stock, it would be on the rise.
Talk that talk, man. I appreciate that love.
I like that.
Love that, man.
That love. I like that, Taco.
Yeah,
YK
invest.
All right, buy now.
Yeah, appreciate it, StubHub.
And to you, YK, you're just getting here, but just I don't know how much Madden you played before you got here, in the community, but just speak to maybe your plans, what you do know, what you've experienced on your side of Madden for this cycle, and then what you expect, moving on into 21.
I'm expecting big things. I feel like this as a brand is, pretty at least for a connected franchise brand. It's pretty as big as I've ever seen it. I've never really seen anything as big. And just to keep it going, pretty much maintaining 2 full leagues for all the way until July, that's pretty impressive. It just speaks on its own right there as far as, keeping the activeness going and flowing.
Nice. Anybody else? DK, I don't know if we had you on when we spoke about that, but just speak about the whole cycle as a whole. Look, man, you've been in the room, of course, as an admin, since over the last couple of cycles, but especially with a lot of things that have changed from last August to now. We're at the end of getting towards the end of July. just talk about overall, man. Just where you at right now with the league as a whole, and what's next? What's next for us coming to 21? Just overall your feelings, man.
Just like Taco, I've been here since day one. I've been an admin since day one. The league, it started off pretty well, and then it took a couple steps back, then exploded a little bit more. Because remember when Raging Cajun that came in, he was doing really good with the play-by-plays and stuff like that. And then we took a step back again, and it's just been a back and forth. Is someone snoring?
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Yes.
I'm sleeping.
That's my
not
dog.
me.
That's your
Oh,
dog.
that's crazy.
I was like, man,
What kind of dog do you
man.
have?
He's an English bulldog, 70-pounder.
Jesus.
Yeah, man, they had a good game, didn't they?
Oh man, we had a bunch of people over last night. He didn't get much sleep, so he's still kind of knocked.
I thought it was Jugs. I was getting ready to say, Jugs, you awake?
That's crazy. Y'all are
Like,
foul.
Jack's really
Oh,
fell
yeah.
asleep. Oh man.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's my sidekick right there.
No, but more than anything, bro, like I know you're not really like all about, self-claim and self-love and stuff, bro, but man, Timbo, you really turned the whole league around, bro. Like you invested a lot of time into all these calls you do to the league, and like for people who don't know what it's like to be a commissioner, man, like really just DM Timbo and
Good
just
stuff.
ask him about how much he has to deal with and how much, stuff he has to do. It's 32 different personalities that he has, 31 that he has to deal with, man. And I think that was really the change that the league needed, is just you taking over, man. And I see nothing but greatness moving forward to 21, man. We started so small, and now look what we've built, man. We built a freaking empire, bro. And we can't do nothing but go up and get better and better and better. So I'm super excited for 21 and just keep the ball moving, keep the ball rolling, bro. So just big ups to everybody who's in the league as well, bro. As I always say, we can't do it without the users. I mean, if we only had 10
Facts.
dudes in here, it wouldn't be the league that it is today.
Wouldn't be what it is, man.
We need 32 dudes that are, all about that life. And then we got the Genesis guys who are hungry. So if you ain't about the life, then I know they want their shot to come into the big leagues. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's what keeps people in MSR striving. And as we always say, if they leave, what do they do, guys?
Always come
They
back.
always come back.
They always come back.
Yeah. One, I'll piggyback on that real quick before I toss it to Falco. And we wrap up, man. One thing I'll say, and DK, it. We say all the time about, it's about the next thing, man. I really just like to live in the moment. One thing I don't know if I really spoke about this too much, but I try not to speak so much in about me or third person, anything like that, because it's not my nature. It's not how I've been. It's not what I made my name on. My name in terms of how I even got to this point was still a surprise at times, because I really never expected to be commissioner here. But one thing that came up was just I'm always consistent as much as I can be in every aspect that I'm in. Like I just try to put out, and I try to lead by example. I'm not a rah guy. I'm not a person. Hey, you got to do X, Y, and Z. It's just, hey man, see what's coming out. See what we're doing. Follow the example. If you have questions, ask them, because I promise you, I'm not gonna bite. You know what I mean? Like I shoot as straight as possible. Some people don't like it. Some people respect it. Some, it is what it is. But I shoot very straight in terms of what we're building here, because it's never about me. It's never been about me. It's not about the person that supposedly runs everything. It's about the people around it. And we have parameters. We have a lot of other stuff that really helps the MSR. But at the end of the day, all this comes down to playing on the controller. And then you spend a couple of hours of your day in the chat bonding with some guys about a lot of different things. And I feel like that is what is the dopest part about all this, that a lot of people even forget. Is that, man, at the end of the day, this is about us putting our two thumbs and hands on the controller and just balling out, having fun, listening to music, creating whatever we do to escape from the day-to-day reality that we all experience. This is about just having a lot of fun. And when you get to the bare root of that and do what you can to contribute to that, I promise you're going to have the best experience here, because that's what it's all about. It's all about that. The MSR, man, we're growing. We got a new website, maddensimrevolution.com. StubHub is officially partnered up with us, StubHub.com. League Crawler has been a big supporter of us. And a lot of people even ask, like, what does League Crawler do? Look, League Crawler may not necessarily be the most known in terms of an entity, but I'm telling you, they have supported us in whatever we wanted to do. And even to other people, we may be looked at on a small scale, but when you think big and you feel big, and a lot of people show you that things are growing, it's all about that, man. To ride that energy out until the wheels fall off. And I feel like we got a lot of guys that feel that way, and people are even starting their own little, tags and things that really contribute to, like the for the brand. A lot of people are just saying that. really feeling about just contributing to what the MSR is for the brand, being about the brand, trying to do anything to contribute to the brand and what we're building here on the MSR. You see that shield, you see that revolution, you see what we're building. It's all about the day-to-day grind of having fun, ball, and create. And I appreciate everyone that wants to be a part of that.
Amen.
Definitely.
What we got, Falco? Bring us out, baby.
Yeah, man, I love that. I love that. Really quick, I did get a little insider information here. Soden, of course, we're on the works of doing this commissioner broadcast here soon. We're gonna have a bunch of commissioners in, and
big news.
Yeah, he let me know that Timbo wrote an article on a published magazine that's coming out, and it's about the MSR, and he's added some graphics. Shout out to Heartless. There's a Heartless creative graphic that's going to be put in this magazine. So, big ups from the commissioner for being published and making our league published. Timbo,
Hold
man,
on, Timbo.
Yeah, so Falco actually let this out the bag. I wasn't even know. I didn't know that's what you just DM'd me about. So yeah, I'm still, even what he said, I'm still want to keep it under wraps because I really want you guys to kind of just see it and then kind of just digest it.
Well, it's everywhere now. We live, bro.
It's because I don't want to tell what it's about, but you guys know I do pretty good work with my pen, man. I really can do a lot, in terms of the writing form and in the written form, excuse me. I'm very creative. I'm very descriptive. I like to write from different perspectives, and I do that with my own teams, different leagues I've been a part of. But this one, MSR, has always been about just doing something a little bit more and just trying to make it your own. This is a really in-depth article about who we are, how we got to where we are today. It speaks about a lot about this cycle. And, I got some great responses from guys around the league that, I reached out to and was able to respond back. So I just really want you guys to, I don't know when it's coming out. So Falco actually probably has a little more info than me.
What magazine?
I don't know. We're going to keep that quiet. That's what I'm saying. We
okay, my bad.
Keep it quiet.
I'm trying to buy it. What I mean?
No, trust me. All that info's. I'm gonna make sure all that info's out to you. But yeah, a lot of good stuff. I've been collaborating with a lot of different commissioners around the community. People that just see what's going on, have a lot of questions, are interested. Have even sent guys to our league just to say, hey, look, I think that guy can do this in your community, man. We may not have that for him here. Just stuff like that, where you just like, wow, like people look at us in that light and that way. I really respect that. So this was just completely, this is really written for everyone in the league. It's not about me. It's not about Genesis, so to speak. It was really about doing something for the entire community. And I really want you guys to, to digest this. I don't know the date is coming out, but it was something I really wrote from the heart, excuse me. And it should be received very well. I'm really excited about it. But yeah, Falco got the exclusive for you guys. Yeah, there's a nice article coming about the MSR.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so like that's another thing that's the beauty of our league. Though, 'cause you think about some leagues, they get notoriety, people see them, people talk about them, and they're really selfish about keeping all their stuff to themselves and not trying to help out the rest of the community or reach out to the rest of the community. You just try to keep everything to themselves, man. And that's why another reason why I respect Timbo so much, because he's so unselfish when it comes to just sharing his knowledge and his love about this league and other leagues and stuff like that. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. It's sharing it amongst the community. I mean, you saw the Fix CFM hashtag. I mean, everybody that does CFMs came together to do that. It wasn't
they
just
all
one.
felt that, man.
Everybody felt that, bro.
Yeah.
But we have to continue that fight, that we're all together, because if we come out there and we're split apart, man, EA don't give a crap about what we want and the things that we want implemented into the game. But if we all stay together and stick together, man, that's the only way we're gonna see change.
Talk that talk, baby.
Yeah, I totally 100% agree with that. And with that, guys, let's go ahead and wrap this up. And we'll catch us on the next episode Wednesdays. We're gonna be recording Wednesday, so Thursday it'll be out. So stay tuned. That's gonna be a commissioner episode. Should be a good one. We have about 5 or 6. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So shout out my boy YK's dog for getting his snooze in.
Yeah, sleep. I just want to shout out my first draft pick as well, Tristan Wirfs, 74 overall, hidden dev, 90 strength.
Nice. And thanks for being on the show tonight, bro. Appreciate your
input. Sure, anytime. Thank you for having me.
Fast riser, that guy right there, fast riser here in the Genesis and MSR community. Thank you, man.
I appreciate it.
For the brand.